Oh, testing. And we're saying, okay, so welcome back to part 4 of our chapter 22 video. Okay, now in which this time it gets even more difficult than last time when we talk about the taxation in Hong Kong, because we are going to look at some real applications of the theories or the presentation that we have learned in our previous videos. Okay, so let's get started. Now, obviously, you see on here, now on page 70 to 72 of your textbook, you will see a big table showing what kind of taxation are available in Hong Kong. Now, obviously, I'm not going to waste your time here because you can read them by yourself. Okay, the only thing I want to talk about is that Hong Kong, we have a principle we call source principle. Now, what does source principle means? It means that income are only taxable if they are earned in Hong Kong. So money you earned outside of Hong Kong would not be subjected to taxation in Hong Kong. Let's say, for example, I take a break and go to US to teach economics for let's say half a year, 係嘛？可能我去美國教半年嘅 econ 啊 and I get salary from the US, then I do not need to pay tax for that half year salary because it is not earned from Hong Kong. Okay, 好嘛? So we call this a source principle. Okay, now immediately let's look at one solid example of what source principle is. Here, now let's go to next page first. Page 11. Now let's look at 2014, this question. Okay, now this question says, Karen, a Hong Kong resident, works as a photographer in Shanghai. So it immediately asks whether the salary in Shanghai would be taxed in Hong Kong. Remember, the answer is no, because according to the source principle, okay, according to the source principle, 串錯字添，自己串返啱啦，好嘛？嗱 according to source principle, the income outside of Hong Kong is not taxable， 係唔收稅嘅，得唔得？唔喺香港賺啊嘛，喺上海賺噶嘛。Okay, outside of Hong Kong is not taxable. Okay, now next, salary tax, direct or indirect. If you remember, I say in Hong Kong there are 3 direct tax. Okay, one of them would be our income tax. It would be direct, and the explanation is easy because the tax burden cannot be shifted. Salary tax cannot be shifted. The only way you can pay less salary tax is to cut your salary. 你賺少啲錢咪唔使俾咁多稅咯。Which defeats the purpose, right? 係嘛? So this one is a solid example of how we use source principle. 好嘛? Now, not too difficult. Now, let's go back and do it on a chronological order, shall we? 好嘛? 嗱，我哋跟翻個次序啦。嗱 here, 2012, now Serene has the following incomes. Now, according to the taxation system in Hong Kong, which of the above are subjected to taxation? Let's see. Now, first, the rental income from a leased flat. Now, remember, rental income would be property tax. Okay, so yes, this is taxable in Hong Kong. Second, remember, in Hong Kong, dividend is not taxable. We do not have a dividend tax. So no, number 2. Now, third, gratuity commission. Okay, as a manager, as an agent, gratuity commission. All of these are so-called income tax or salary tax. 我話知你叫咩名? No matter you call it gratuity, commission, tips, whatever name it is, as long as it is a money from working, then it is income tax. Okay, you will be subjected to tax. So 1, 3, and 4 would be taxable in Hong Kong. 好嘛? Okay, so next one. shows the consumption of the general revenue account. Here, let's see. Remember this table. It shows the proportion of total. Remember, do you know the actual value? No. You know nothing about the actual value. You only know the proportion. Okay, so based on the above information, can you conclude whether we have an economic recession? No. You do not know about the actual value. Okay, the ratio of direct tax to indirect tax increased. So let's see, 係嘛？睇下 direct tax 有冇升到啦。Direct tax actually dropped. Indirect tax actually increased. So the ratio should have decreased. 係嘛 ？Total amount 唔使問啦 ，amount you don't know. Answer D. Proportion of tax revenue decreased, right? 係嘛 ？So here, because you see, other revenue increased from 31% to 34%, meaning direct tax in and indirect tax in proportion has dropped by 3.7%, I think, right? So D is the answer. 啊，呢個唔難啊，係咪啊？ Now, which of the following are indirect tax in Hong Kong? 好啦，記住啦，嗱，邊個係 indirect tax? First of all, remember in Hong Kong, direct tax only three, right? Property tax, salary, and income. Okay, so out of these four, only two, number one is direct tax. So the other three would be indirect tax. So you may be tempted to say, so the answer 2, 3, and 4, right? Now, unfortunately, you are wrong because yes, you have correctly identified which ones are the indirect tax, but you have missed out one very important thing. We are asking indirect tax in Hong Kong. 香港有咩稅啊? It does not include general sales tax. Okay, again, refer to page 70 to 71 of your textbook if you need to look at what kind of taxes are included in Hong Kong. OK， 好唔好？自己睇翻啦，我唔講啦，好唔好啊？嗱，所以唔該你自己小心啊。They will try to trick you like this. OK， 好唔好？好 ，next one. Now next one. Here it asks, Mr. Lam earns 嗱，好啦 ，let's see, Mr. Lam needs to pay what kind of tax here? Now, Mr. Lam earns this amount of money in an IT firm in Hong Kong. So here, yes, this amount would be income tax. Will be subjected to income tax. So salary tax. Number two, whenever you see dividend tax, right? Hong Kong, do we have dividend tax? No. Number two, it's wrong. 係咪？一號仔要俾啦。好啦，第三個啦。Buys a second-hand racing car. So second-hand, do you need to pay first registration tax? Now remember, it exists in Hong Kong. 嗱，香港係有首次登記稅㗎。Only that this time we are talking about second-hand racing car. So no first registration. 係咪？冇啦，所以啦，14啦。Okay, air passenger departure tax. Yes, look at the textbook by yourself. 好嘛？嗱 vacation through Hong Kong International Airport departure, right? 好嘛？嗱呢個唔講啦，自己睇啦。Now let's go to the short questions and long questions. Okay. Now here, this one it should be 2017. Okay. Now it asks the question: how come an introduction of a general sales tax can stabilize government revenues in times of economic downturn? Okay, now remember, general sales tax, okay, it is based on consumption. Okay, because then we can answer consumption. It's kind of inevitable, right? 係嘛? It's inevitable. No matter what time it is, economic boom or economic recession, you still need to do consumption, right? So by introducing a GST, we would be increasing our tax base. 係咪啊？我哋嘅稅基咪大咗咯。Now, therefore, with more people paying tax, it will be stabilized. Okay, stabilized. 係咪啊？ Now, you may still not understand, but let's explain a little bit more. Now, when we say stabilize, we are saying as opposed to, let's say, direct tax. 係咪？ Direct tax income. Now, in order to pay direct tax, first you need a job. 如果你都冇返工，你點俾人工稅咧 ？Right? Now, in economic downturn, people will lose their job, right? So the government will lose a lot of direct tax. 係咪啲公司會執笠啦？人會冇工返啦？係咪 ？Lose a lot of direct tax. But as opposed to direct tax, right? GST, okay, general sales tax, indirect tax. Usually they are on consumption, right? Consumption is inevitable. Now, therefore, the tax base would be widened, which means our the so-called revenue would be stabilized. Okay, 好唔好啊？ So this is it. Now, let's go to a more detailed questions concerning this particular question of 2017. Okay, 好嘛？ Now, next one, we are going to look at one very difficult question. Now, this is not easy, okay? This is going to be a difficult question, okay? Now, it shows, first, the percentage change in direct tax. Another shows the change in GDP. Basically, this is the economic performance. Okay, now for A1, we need to describe the relationship and compare their trends. Now remember, this is economics, only 2 marks. No need to describe year by year. We just need to know their relationship. Okay, now and compare. So we need to state the similarity and differences. Okay, now what is the similarity between the two trends? Okay, I think you can already see they changes in the same direction. 係咪啊? When one goes up, another goes up. When one goes down, another goes down. What about the differences? The difference is that direct tax changes faster, or if you want to use more professional wordings, you say it fluctuates more than GDP. Okay, so that will be the difference. Now remember, in economics, this is good enough. No need to go into your LS skill. 唔使去到 LS 咁 detail 㗎。Okay, just tell me similarity. They go in the same direction. Difference, one goes faster, another goes slower. That would be good enough. Okay, 好嘛? Now, A2, this one is important. Explain why they go in the same direction, but one is faster. Okay, 好嘛? Now, how come they go in the same direction? Now, it's actually quite easy, right? Remember, when the economy is doing good, it means that, right? It means that the employment situation or the profits made by firm would increase. When more people are employed, more profits are ensured, then direct tax in the form of income tax or profit tax would also go up. 唔係經濟好嘅時候賺多啲錢咯，經濟好嘅時候 income tax 咪高咗咯，係咪？ Profit tax 高咗咯。So this is similarity. What about the difference? How come they are different? Okay, 點解 different 啫？ For the difference is that, remember, now very difficult, right? Direct tax in Hong Kong, especially income tax and profit tax, they are progressive tax. Therefore, they changes exponentially. Okay, kind of exponentially. Therefore, the changes you see go faster and faster, drop faster and faster because of the progressive nature of direct tax. 可唔可以因為 direct tax 係 progressive 啊，所以佢升就升得好快，跌就跌得好快咯。OK， 好嘛？ So this is how we explain. Now, make sure you study these two parts. Very, very, extremely important. You must study these parts. OK， 得唔得？誒，開始黑啦，發覺出面。OK， so here A1 and A2. Now for Part B, I'm not going to spend too much time. Comment: the tax base is narrow and suggest should a new type of indirect tax. One example, right? That one example, very easy, will be our GST. 係咪 GST on consumption, right? 係咪啊？ Since a lot of people would do consumption, therefore the tax base would go up. 係咪 The tax base would go up since a lot of people would do consumption, right? Not just here. If you want to be clearer, consumption, not just for the employed, even the unemployed person, people would need to do consumption, right? 係嘛？嗱，呢個我唔嘥時間講啦，之前我條講咗啦，係嘛？我唔嘥時間啦。OK， 嗱 ，let's do one more and call it the end for this very long and difficult video. OK， 好嘛？好啦，最後一條啦 ，2018. OK, here the government proposed the following change in the profit tax system. Now, this is exactly what I meant. In the old days, 2018, the existing system you see is a uniform 16.5 on your profit. Now, this is a proportional tax system. Now, what about the new system? The first 2 million, you pay half. 即係咩意思啊？窮嘅時候俾一半，有錢嘅之後嗰啲俾埋另外啲。This is a progressive system. 好唔好啊？ All right, now let us explain whether the following system would necessarily result in a drop, right? Now, because right here, you see, the average tax rate for the poor would become lower. So, would it necessarily? Now, I think you already know the answer. No, it would not necessarily. Although tax rates in general has decreased, but then it may encourage more firms to be set up because of the lower profit tax rate, right? So they can potentially enjoy a higher profit. So more people may set up firm. Okay, we can say the increase in tax because of the increase in the number of firms may outweigh the decrease in tax because of a decrease in tax rate. 係咪？雖然 tax rate 跌咗，但係多咗好多人。It is possible the increase in number is enough to cancel out the decrease in taxation because of the decrease in tax rate. 有機會取消咗佢啊，係咪？ So not necessarily 係咪？多咗人俾稅啊，雖然俾少咗，多咗人俾稅，薄利多銷啊，係咪？The lower profit, but you sell more of a lower margin. The margin is lower, but you sell out more. Same principle, right? Now, we need to evaluate the change in terms of one principle of taxation. Now, several choices you can get. For example, you know the amount, 係咪啊？ Since the amount of tax is certain, then it means the certainty principle is in line. Okay, 係嘛？ What about proportional becomes progressive? Then you know, since this is no longer a proportional tax, therefore, equity principle would be violated. Finally, can you mention source principle? Source principle 咧 ？Source principle, can you mention? No, because we are talking about by Adam Smith. Adam Smith never mentioned anything about source principle, so you cannot mention source principle. Okay, so that would be the taxation system in Hong Kong. Okay, and that would also conclude our discussion on taxation itself. So for the next video, we are going to talk about, now next video gonna be a short one because we have to wait for the final video on policies to actually talk about the government expenditure and budget itself, the effects of budgets. Okay, so until then, make sure these 4 videos you are okay with handling taxation. Okay, otherwise it is very difficult for you to move on. Okay, so until then, in next video when we talk about government expenditure and budget, I will see you later. All right, bye bye.